On today's episode of How Media Fools People, we have Stephen Curry, the well-known foul baiter.
What?
Oh man, Curry's gonna have such a hard time with these new rules. He was a foul baiter, but now he really has to switch it up to get those career 4.2 free throws a game. You see how dumb that sounds? It ain't like there's another player who's averaged over 10 free throws per game for multiple seasons and broke the record for the most free throws averaged in a season. It's not like certain rules were implemented because a certain player was abusing them last year in the playoffs. Those 4.2 free throws a game for Curry really define his game, right? Stop the cap! What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. Hey, hitting the like button really helps me on the algorithm. Let's aim for the amount of threes Curry has hit in his career, 2,832. Also, gaming channel with a Steph Curry build on Park. And I don't really get fouled either. And if you old or new, subscribe to leave the mainstream media talking about Steph Curry as a foul baiter, cause that's dumb. This one playing preseason has become the headliner, the visual for all the rule changes. And yes, Curry is in the wrong here. But it's not like he's the only one that has jumped into defenders. In fact, that specific move has been done by so many players over the years, including Embiid, Carmelo, Jimmy Butler, Kobe, Wade, a lot of Luka.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Just everyone. Not everyone is drawing 5 or 6 shooting fouls in a playoff game by abruptly veering off path or jumping backwards into the defender. I really think I didn't have to point the obvious that Steph Curry is obviously not foul hunting. And it's not just shooting fouls that matter, it's also the fouls drawn on the floor. So let's look at fouls drawn per game. At the top of the list is Giannis, which makes sense because he's getting fouled inside the paint and teams want to send him to the line. Or maybe they don't? Then there's Embiid, which also makes sense because he is dominating inside the paint and defenses have to foul him. After that is where it gets a little weird. At third is Trae, then it's Dame. So now we have guards already entering the top 5 in fouls drawn per game. Harden played limited minutes, so he's not on this list, but usually he's top 1 or 2. Now let's look at where Steph Curry is. Last season, despite leading the league in scoring at 32 points per game, Curry was 27th in fouls drawn per game. Despite having one of the highest usage rates in the league, Curry wasn't even in the top 20 for fouls drawn per game. Despite being quadruple teamed, Curry wasn't even in the top 25 in fouls drawn per game. His game is literally not based on fouls, and out of all these superstars in the league, he's probably the one that's the least impacted. And for some reason, the media is fixated on Stephen Curry as being the face of foul baiting, as being the person that will be impacted by these rule changes. They're questioning if he'll be as effective. They've even looped him with players like Luka, James Harden, and Trae Young as people who will have to really change their game because of these rule changes. Yet, Curry himself has said that he's just not good at drawing fouls. According to him, he's not good at selling contact and he's not good at using his off arm to engage defenders. So he just never really worked on it. And if the media actually watched the games, they would know too. But that's too much to ask for, right? It's not. This season, Curry averaged 12.5 3-point attempts per game, the most in the NBA. And considering the fact that Curry has pushed the envelope for threes, revolutionized the game, was shooting a lot of threes before it was the cool thing to do, you would think that Curry has drawn the most fouls on 3-point attempts. But nah, it's Harden. It's always Harden.
That takes no skill at all.
And by a long shot too. Even Dame has drawn more fouls on 3-point attempts than Curry, despite shooting about 300 less threes. I still believe that drawing fouls is a skill. If you can pump fake the defender, get the defender to leave his feet, and he jumps into you, you've done your job as the offensive player. But we can't punish good defense. Like when defenders are sliding their feet, they're staying on their toes, and offensive players are just bumping into them. Curry has never tried to bend the rules. He's bent the game. With the new rules, we should see basketball as basketball. And players will have to adjust like they had to in Olympics with FIBA officiating. It may take some time for them to adjust. Like when Team USA lost to Nigeria and the players just looked bad.
Bradley Beal on the show and go.
Help me!
Curry, however, is not one of those players. His game is not based on free throws. It's not based on drawing contact. No, it's based on being a bucket and being a threat from three. So this is a message to the media: stop the cap. But what do you think? Which player will be the most affected by the rule changes? Gaming channel with the Curry build. Check it out. Thanks. The all-day notification shout goes to Christian Morgan. Thanks for the all-day support. And if you're still here, you're a real one. So comment cap so I know. Drop a like, it really helps me out. And subscribe if you're just excited about basketball because the season is almost here. It's your boy MJ. We out and we vibing.
Okay, just stop in my spaceship, no.